and welcome to episode 2 of Launch With Me. So this is a series where I'm talking about the behind the scenes of my program, Everything Authorship. And we are talking about how to launch a book because the program is all about how to launch a book. In this episode, I want to talk about cover reveals, and I also want to talk about your know, like, and trust factor. And these are two really important key things that come into a launch. So the first thing I want to preface by saying is that a launch is a really big deal, and I don't know if people take that as seriously as they should. There's a reason why big traditional publishers will spend a whole year or at least 9 months working up to a launch with the author. And, a lot of that is the fact that behind the scenes they're doing edits and they're doing, they're writing the next book. But that being said, that's not the only thing going on, and that's not the reason why it takes so long. In fact, an author, they may have a year to write the next book, but edits, they don't take a whole year. They take a few months at most, right? So what goes on behind the scenes the rest of the time? A lot of it is, planning for these deadlines and these events that are going to really help to build buzz. And this is a really big thing. So one of the things that helps to build buzz is, of course, a cover reveal. And there's a reason why people will do a big cover reveal, and they'll tease it and they'll lead up to it. So basically, a cover reveal does a lot of things for you. It not only starts to build sort of buzz around your book, but it also helps to brand your product. So a cover is essentially branding for your book. And once you make this mindset shift, a lot of things change. This is part of being in the publishing mindset as opposed to being in a writer's mindset. When you're a writer, a book cover is, it's a nice thing to have, it's exciting, and, it's something that you look forward to for sure, but it is also the branding of your product. And when you look at it from that perspective, you start to realize that your book is a product and it needs to be of a quality standard in order to be sold and out on the market. Remember that you're competing with so many other authors. You're competing with big 5 authors, and you're also competing with indie authors. There's a lot of authors out there who also have really quality looking products out there, and there's only so many books that a reader can pick up and buy at one time. So yours really needs to stand out in that aspect. So your cover does a lot of the selling for you. It really, it attracts your ideal reader. It also helps them to distinguish what kind of book it would be about. There's a lot of things that come into designing a cover, and that's why I always say you should hire a professional to do your cover for you. But coming back to my point, when you tease a cover reveal and then you put it out there, you're essentially revealing your product to your readers. The thing about a book is that, yes, it's something that they read, but you tend to not reveal, the actual content of the book, because that kind of gives away the book and it kind of spoils the purpose of them for buying the book in the first place. So what the better thing to do is to reveal the cover and give them an idea of what they can expect from the cover itself. So the cover then does a lot of work in getting you visible and getting your book visible. Now, another thing that ties into this is that it's actually been proven that a new person has to see you as a brand or your product up to 8 times. Doesn't have to be that many times for every reader, but basically up to 8 times before they actually consider buying your product. And that means that if you launch your book right off the bat and then you reveal your cover, and that's the first time that they're seeing it or hearing of you, they're probably not going to buy it straight away unless there's something else that's very enticing that draws them in. Most of the time they're going to look at it and go, that looks interesting, but they're not actually going to do anything. They're not going to take any action until they see it again, and then they start to think, hey, I'm seeing this book a lot, it's really popular, I'm hearing about it a lot, maybe I should take a look. Does that make sense? So when you reveal your cover, a few months before you actually launch the book, and you have a lot of people helping you with your cover reveal, that means that your book has more chance of getting seen those 8 times before your launch day comes around, and there's more chance of people actually picking it up as a result. Again, this is just one part of the strategy though, and I will talk about know, like, and trust factor next, which also comes into this. But basically, a cover reveal is that one part that's going to start getting people interested. It's going to start building that buzz and that social proof that you need to actually start making sales. Alright, so let's talk about know, like, and trust factor now. So know, like, and trust factor is part of sales psychology that's going to really help you to actually make sales. And it ties into everything. It doesn't just tie into your book sales, but it ties into your branding. It ties into your online presence. The basic gist behind it is that people need to know, like, and trust you before they will make a purchase from you. So what does it mean to know someone? To know you means that they know who you are, they know what you write, they know things about you, and that's going to start to build that like factor as well. So it really goes in this order. So they know you, or they know of you, they know what you do. They start to like you because they get to know you, and they start to get to like you, right? They like what you write, or they like what you have to say, or they like something about you that you showcase for your brand that's going to really resonate with them. And then when that happens, they start to trust you. And trust also comes in when you start to build that social proof around your book and your brand. So social proof is a lot of things. It can be reviews, it can be, media publicity, but there's a lot of things that come into it to start building that trust factor, to start showing people that you are credible, you can write well, your book is actually good, and it's something that they can actually pick up and read and enjoy without feeling like it was a waste of money. That is the real key here. So it really comes in this order. They know you, they know what you do, they like you, and then they trust you because there's lots of evidence around that. And as a result, they will pick up and buy from you. So that is basically how it works. And like I said, this comes into every part of your strategy. It comes into the branding, it comes into the publicity, it comes into the cover reveal. So these are just two really important aspects of your launch that we are actually going through right now in Everything Authorship. In fact, my authors just got their book covers back, and they are so good, and we're getting ready to reveal them, so I'm very excited about that. I've given them a clear guideline for how to do that, and then we will be going into building more of our readership and doing lots of the other behind the scenes tasks that need to be done to prep for launch day. So if you are interested in getting on the waitlist for the next round of Everything Authorship, there's a link in the description for you to sign up. I definitely encourage that you do so if you plan to launch in 2020, late 2020, or even 2021, as that's probably when the next round will be launched. The great thing about this program is that I actually take my authors through the process of launching step by step. So there's no way that they can get lost, there's no way that they can miss a step, because they have someone with them every week telling them, this is what I'm doing this week for my book launch. This is what you should be doing. This is what you should be focusing on this month. It is so easy for them to then get up and actually take action and get the hang of the launch process this way. And it's really valuable because they can also ask questions when they have them. They can get guidance when they need to. It's a really valuable program for that reason. So if you are planning on launching and you feel need a mentor the first time round when you do it, which is when I recommend doing a program like this, then I highly encourage you to sign up for Everything Authorship. Also, if you haven't watched the first episode yet, I do talk a lot more in that episode about what is entailed in Everything Authorship. I also talk about all of the launch steps in the publishing process and the kind of mindset that you need to have when stepping into publishing. So if you haven't watched that yet, I really encourage you to go do so. That is all from me today. I hope this video was helpful and gave you some insights onto doing a cover reveal and how to start building your audience. Let me know if you have any questions below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.